Apple just replaced every UI element on your devices with a living sheet of digital glass. It's one of the boldest design shifts they've made since iOS 7. But here's why this matters. Apple calls it liquid glass, and for the first time, every part of your interface bends, catches the light, and moves like, well, real glass. But is it actually the biggest leap in interface design since iOS 7, or just a round of shiny marketing? Here's what's actually going on with liquid glass. Apple unveiled liquid glass at WWDC 2025. It's a sweeping new design language rolling out across all of Apple's hardware. That means iPhone, iPad, Apple Watch, Mac, Vision Pro, and even Apple TV. And the goal here is simple: make hardware and software blend so seamlessly that the border between the two basically disappears, while making the entire product line feel cohesive and uniform, probably for the first time for all of these products together. So, what actually is liquid glass? This isn't just a visual trick. Every layer of the interface is rendered using Apple's custom shaders and silicon, letting the UI sense what's behind it and adapt on the fly. Tap a button and it doesn't just light up, it shifts its color, depth, and even the way it reflects the digital world around it. Here's what happens when you swipe up on the home screen. Notice how the light glides across the UI and the glass tints shift in real time based on the wallpaper. If your background is bright orange, the glass picks up a subtle orange haze. If it's dark, the controls fade almost ghost-like. And while it does look like a lot of eye candy, it's not just that. These visuals affect how the software behaves. Tab bars shrink as you scroll, notifications expand from exactly where you tapped, and everything feels physically tied to the movement of your hands or fingertips. The entire interface responds to content, lighting, and motion like a live surface, so it's not a static UI at all. And all of this happens at high frame rates driven by Apple's hardware, making animations feel instant instead of artificial. Apple says liquid glass is powered by new advances in their graphics and silicon, making these real-time effects possible across the devices. And that's important because what they're really doing is setting a baseline. Going forward, this becomes the visual language every new Apple product is expected to speak, probably for the next 10 years. And even if it's technically just a UI update, it's shaping how Apple evolves the entire ecosystem. So, why now? I think there's two reasons. First, Apple finally has the silicon to run real-time visual effects across devices without sacrificing performance. It's a chance to show what their chips can uniquely pull off. Second, vision. Apple's pushing toward a future where AR and spatial computing blend with your regular device. Liquid glass is of course inspired by Vision Pro and Vision OS, where digital elements feel layered, spatial, and like they're physically present around you. So it's not a coincidence that this look debuts across the whole ecosystem the same year Apple ramps up Vision OS as well. But here's something I keep hearing people say. Isn't this just Windows Vista Aero with a coat of fresh paint? If you remember, Windows Vista, if you were around back then, used windows that looked like panes of glass. Literally windows with glass borders around them and some translucency. And I'm gonna say, not even close. Aero was a static blur layered over the windows. Liquid glass is real-time and reactive, responding to touch, motion, content, and ambient light sources inside of the software. It's not just a filter. It's a real-time system-wide material rendered on the fly. I saw some designers talking about this on Threads, I believe, and one of them said, you can't fake this with a simple blur. This takes serious GPU muscle and system-level integration. So comparing the two is like comparing a screenshot of glass to an actual glass. One is decorative and the other is dimensional. But okay, so if it's not just smoke and mirrors, then what does it actually get you? So let's talk about the upsides. Liquid glass actually makes your device feel larger and more personal. When buttons shrink and toolbars fade, not only is it clean, it also feels like your screen is prioritizing you, not itself. Dynamic tinting means your UI never clashes with your wallpaper. It's a visual language that actually follows you across your devices. Again, from your phone, to your watch, to your TV, to your tablet, to your headset, to your desktop. It doesn't feel like you're jumping between rooms. It feels like you're just turning your head in the same space. And for once, personalization feels intentional and not just like a cheap third-party theme. But every bold design swing comes with trade-offs, and I think this one's not without exception. So here are my open questions. First, accessibility. Whenever you go heavy on translucency and blur, readability can take a hit. Apple claims their system is smart about contrast, but some early testers are worried about eye strain, motion sensitivity, and clarity, especially in sunlight or weird backgrounds. That's why settings like reduced transparency are still in place, but it's still an open debate if this will be enough. Again, we're only on developer beta number 1, which means this software is gonna change a lot between here in June and when it ships to everyone in September. Second, fragmentation. Apple hasn't confirmed any feature lockouts, but a lot of times we'll see the most fluid experience is likely to be on newer hardware. So whether older devices will support every animation and every interaction is kind of unclear to me right now. And the third is longevity. Is liquid glass gonna feel timeless, or is this another iOS 7 situation where Apple dials it way back after a year or two of user feedback? Time will tell. But right now, it's both bold and slightly risky in a way that I think is very positive. Okay, so here's the bottom line. Liquid glass is Apple's boldest design swing literally in 12 years. It's fast, fluid, and undeniably flashy, but it's also setting the stage for what comes next. If this is Apple's visual foundation for the spatial era, it's a strong one. Not perfect, not gimmick-free, but clearly intentional. This is Apple designing with purpose and kind of flexing while they're at it. Now, if you're excited, worried, or just think it looks cool, drop your thoughts down below. I'll meet you there for further discussion. Thanks for watching as always, guys. I appreciate your support. I'm Andru Edwards, and I will catch you in the next video.